All right, Mr. Trush, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We're just waiting for Ms. Cope to join in here and then we'll get started.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so she just tried calling me. I texted her. I'm not sure if she's got an issue or not. If she does, is it okay if she just shows up in my office?
Yep, no problem.
Okay, Judge, Ms. Coke is in my office.
All right, Ms. Cope, are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah. Leon Smith?
No, we're talking about Charles.
Oh, Charles? Sorry, we have emergency happening. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, we're on the record now in People versus Jared Cheris, case number 235177. This is a Crawford County case. We have both counsel present as well as Mr. Cheris. The information I have, Mr. Trush, is that we have a plea agreement. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Sharus would be tendering a plea to an assault and battery, a 93-day misdemeanor, and the count 1 and count 2, which were charged in the alternative, would be dismissed. The court may recall we had some motion practice as to whether or not they actually qualify as former residents of the same household. That's been a consistent issue through the case, and I think that we have resolved that with this agreement.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Cope, is that a correct statement of the plea offer?
It is, Your Honor. We had some issues that came to light after this case was set for trial, which is why we're late on this. The victims are very uncooperative. They were cooperative at the beginning. But also the officers have both left the sheriff's department and are with different counties. And one of them is scheduled to, the main officer in the case is scheduled to be out of town that week. So addressing all of those issues, Mr. Trush and I worked on getting a settlement and asking the court to take this late plea. I know we don't normally do that, but the circumstances are such that everybody is on board, the officers, the victims, the defendant. So we're hoping the court will accept it.
All right, based on those representations, the court finds that there's good cause to accept the plea at this date, which is as indicated by Ms. Cope, beyond the plea cutoff date. Mr. Cheris, can you unmute yourself, please? Thank you. Sir, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard what the lawyers have said regarding the plea agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. My attorney, Richard Trush, has advised me that the court would be willing to accept a plea of simple assault and battery, 93-day misdemeanor. And I believe that would likely be in my best interest to put this whole thing behind me if that is acceptable.
Okay, so you had a chance to talk to Mr. Trush about this,
Yes, yes,
and you would like to go forward with that agreement today?
yes, sir.
Okay, can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes,
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, I do.
Thank you. You can lower your hand. Sir, are you currently on any kind of probation or parole?
No, I am not.
You understand that the maximum possible penalty that you could face for simple assault and battery is up to 93 days.
Yes, I understand that.
With that in mind, what is your plea to that charge today?
Guilty and or no contest, whichever is acceptable to the court.
Okay, I'm going to go through the rights that you have right now. You have the right to have a trial. You have the right to be tried by a jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to have any witnesses against you appear at trial and to question those witnesses. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses on your behalf appear at trial. You have the right to remain silent during a trial and to not have that silence used against you, and the right to testify at a trial yourself if you wanted. Do you understand all those rights?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you're giving up and waiving all of those rights by pleading guilty today, including the right to have a trial.
Yes, I understand that, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you with anything to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we said here on the record today?
no, sir. No, sir.
Is it your own free choice to enter this plea?
Yes, it is.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, in fact, I am.
All right, Mr. Trush, because I'm in Otsego County, I don't have the file. I'm going to ask that you conduct some questioning to establish a factual basis. And you're muted.
Certainly.
Here we go.
Mr. Shrust, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
So on or about July 11th of 2022, last year, were you here in Crawford County?
Yes, I was.
And on that date, was your brother Clarence Shrust in Crawford County as well?
Yes, he was.
And you were both at your mother's house, is that accurate?
Yeah, effectively, my late father's house. Yes.
And did the two of you have some disagreements?
Yes, for a number of years. He had for a number of years, he was very verbally assaultive towards me and disruptive to my living arrangements, so on and so forth. For a number of years, we went back and forth, and effectively, it kind of just became I did become assaultive towards him on that day at
Okay,
the property.
So on that date, you got physical with him.
Yes,
Did you strike him or put your hands on him in some way?
yes, I put my hands on him.
And that was an unwanted touching?
Yes,
Your Honor, I think that would establish the factual basis.
Ms. Koch, do you agree that we have a factual basis?
We do, Your Honor.
Ms. Koch, are the people aware of any threats, promises, or inducements other than what's been placed on the record?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Trush, are you?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Koch, are the people satisfied that the court has complied with statute and court rule in the taking of this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Trush?
I am satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. The court finds that the plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. The court is satisfied that there is a factual basis to support a finding that Mr. Cheris is guilty of this charge. The court will accept the guilty plea. Ms. Koch, are the people going to be asking at sentencing for the court to impose jail time in this matter?
I don't know what the recommendation is going to be because I think that, does the court want an MDOC rec?
Typically, in this case, I mean, if we're going to have sentencing, then I would request just a misdemeanor PSI, which typically won't contain necessarily a recommendation. But as Mr. Trush indicated, I do have a fair amount of knowledge of the facts of this case based on prior motion practice. So if the people don't know or aren't prepared to make a recommendation today as to jail time or are going to recommend jail time, then I would set sentencing for a separate date. If the people aren't asking for jail time, then unless there's an objection from the defendant, I would probably proceed with sentencing right now.
Your Honor, we can't do sentencing because the victim's required to have notification under the Crime Victims Act. I think they're going to come in and be supportive of Mr. Charis, and I think that will have a lot to do with what the recommendation is going to be, at least based on our last conversations with them. So we would just ask the court to set it for a sentencing, and I can let MDOC know.
Okay, and that's fine. I mean, given your previous statements that the victims were uncooperative, I wasn't sure if crime victims' rights was going to be an issue, but I agree that it wouldn't be appropriate in that light of that for the court to proceed with sentencing at this time. So we'll set it for sentencing at a separate date. Mr. Charis, you'll be notified of the date and time of that hearing, so just make sure that you stay in touch with Mr. Trush ahead of that date. Ms. Koch, if you could notify probation of the plea today and ask them or notify them that the court's requesting just a misdemeanor PSI, and we'll go forward from there.
Thank you.
Ms. Koch, anything further from your side today?
No, I appreciate Your Honor taking the time to do this plea and allowing us to do this late plea. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trush. Anything further from your side?
I would just echo, I appreciate the court allowing the plea, and I don't think MDOC is on here, but if they need any assistance getting in touch with Mr. Charest, they can reach out to me and I can help facilitate that.
Okay. All right. And then the court will adjourn the trial date currently set in this case, which I believe is set for later this month. That's all for today. All parties are free to disconnect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.